Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today on the No Hope Estate, we are going into the Cove to hopefully get the Bleed Amulet. It is a fairly good early mid-game trinket, ups bleed amount, which, you know me, I like my bleed, so it is going to be super handy. So the plan is to go in there with a bleeding, just damaging team, few synergies in it, and hope we survive because it is a medium. Mediums are gonna hurt. So we're gonna have our new Ironclad Free Boys. He's going to be doing Searing Blow, Uppercut to mark lower damage of anything that has a riposte, and Flame Barrier as a riposte for himself, also upping the crit rate of anything that he riposts, the crit rate on whatever he hits back. So that Searing Blow does more damage. He has Demon Form if I run into anything I really don't want to fight. That way we can end a fight super quick. I really would not want to use the Demon Form otherwise, just because everything he does in Demon Form will hurt him. So say like Offering here, suffer 11 damage, but then he gets extra actions. Hemokinesis does extra damage, but then suffers 5 damage. So I'm not going to be using that unless I really need to, things like that. For his trinkets, we have Maverick's Head, so he has armor piercing on everything he does. And of course the Stone Clam Shell Shield because, well, he can guard. Actually, if I use Blood Wall, which can be a kind of wonky setup, but it also gives him plus protection on being hit knockback and then debuffs whatever hits him accuracy and crit. So we have that going for us. It's an amazing trinket. We got it really early on. We're going to be seeing a lot of this until I get something to replace it. Second, we're going to have Hush. I'm mainly going to be using a lot of Poison Knife, I think, just because Blight is so powerful in the Cove. Otherwise, Everscrate and Phantom Knives as our finisher, and probably Ambush as our main opener, because that ignores Aegis and Riposte and debuffs targets so they cannot be guarded. For our trinkets, we have the Bloodlust Brooch, so if he hits anything that's already blighted, which we have Audrey as a blighter, and possibly the Trapper as a blighter, he can hit a lot of things that are already blighted, so he gets a lot of combo points, so that we can go straight into finishers after using one poison knife, or just even possibly ambush. And then we have the Ancestor's Candle, so plus dodge and plus damage if torch is above 50%. We then have Maciac's Head on the Trapper. This one's not named Maciac because our previous Trapper died, so they get plus debuff chance. And also the on-attack hit will debuff the dodge of anything that's blighted. We already covered that we have blighters. And a dodge stone to up his dodge so he has a little bit more accuracy. We have Fungal Claw, so anything that's not marked, we will blight. Anything that is marked, which we can mark with Uppercut, we'll just do a plus 100% damage to. We have Confusion Spores to lower 50% accuracy, which we have a pretty high chance of landing now. I did bring the Riposte, and we have Skin Prey if there are any corpses to get the prize skins for money. And finally, Audrey, the Grave Robber, just because damage versus Blighted and Blight, that would go pretty well. She can also cure Bleed Blight on herself, and Pick to the Face to do armor piercing. For trinkets, she has Dismiss's Head, so she does plus 25% damage, and the Archer's Ring for plus accuracy on her 2 ranged attacks. So let's get to this, let's have some fun. Hopefully we survive, and we'll see what happens. That is a lot, but then again, we have these quest items, so we'll see what happens. Need to get rid of these.
The flopping.
Alright, well, almost a straight shot until later on.
Sigils. Let us claim this place anew.
Alright, let's have some fun. I'm going to Poison Dart the Stinger. Hopefully that helps take it out. Goes down on next turn. Resisted stun, which is awesome. We're gonna Searing Blow. Let's hit the Maggot. I was hoping to take it out with the armor piercing. Let's Fungal Claw hitting the Urchin because that should blight it. It resisted. And ambush the Urchin because bypass Riposte.
Give them no quarter.
And now things are significantly easier. Yeah, Blighting Sea Slater.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Lighting again. No corpses, so we're going to lower accuracy on him.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
And then we're going to lower his damage. That way any riposte he does 0. Then attack. Throwing dagger. Bonk.
Their formation is broken.
And we can take out Sea Maggot. Stabby, stabby, stab.
As the fiend falls,
Taking what we can. Just gonna use that. Taking the deeds. We're gonna trade the money out for the citrine. And we might as well use that bandage while we can. There we go. I didn't notice I had an extra shovel here. That gets rid of it at least.
Beyond measure.
Gonna take the crust and move on along. Alright, at least here's one down. Extra room. Moving on. In we go. Extra torch. I'm just gonna use it right away because we were below light. Torch, and in the room. I love scouting. I love it so much. Alright, let's see what we find on him. Good stack of gold. Right, at least they are surprised. Let's get the thrall. Kind of low on the damage there. We can do poison dart on the young clam. And then I don't really need to worry about it again. Ambush on thrall.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Then uppercut on guardian, and I wish I would have hit. Well, like I said, I'm not going to worry about the clam. Let's blight the guardian here. That should lower your accuracy at least. Let's poison knife the guardian here, because then I get poison daggers that can fan of knives next turn. Hit the shaman. And then we can mark the guardian, lowering his damage as well. Aha, you hit for 0. Although he did bleed me.
By inches.
Alright, well, I was going to try to hit the guardian for a lot there. It's unfortunate that he went first, because I wanted to do the skin prey, but oh well. Throwing dagger, hit shaman. Shaman down. Bonk. And eviscerate. Once we use our final bandage there, so we don't take too much on Hush. And then we can leave the citrines because we're going to go right into this and we'll probably find something. Hey, bandage, yay! Moving on along. No scouting, so who knows what we're gonna find. Great.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Yeah, we'll leave it. Torch up. I'm gonna go down to these. Especially now that there's a curio. I'll leave it for now. Probably should have interacted with it because I think someone has at least Hagiomania or something like that.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
I haven't gotten rid of all the bad quirks yet. Need to get more on top of that. Wow, 2 drowned pullers. They're a little more common. Let's hit the one and back, getting him blighted. I am going to start on... You know what, let's get the maggot down to blight. Hush can ambush the Urchin and not have a problem there. And then we'll flame barrier here just in case we get attacked. But that's going to be 2 stuns around. Possibly. Yikes, he healed. Okay. Take out Maggot before they heal him.
Be gone, fiend.
Poison knife on Puller. Uppercut Urchin so that the rope host doesn't do too much. Now Blight takes out Puller. And last Bottle of Spirits. Alright, Throwing Dagger. Maybe we get a corpse so we can do the prey thing. There we go, Skin and Prey, give me that corpse. Finisher.
Eradicated.
Another one down. And survey says Urchin down. Okay. Glorious, glorious skin.
Pride precipitates a dizzying.
Okay. Well, I only got that left. So let's use the firewood. I'm gonna feast for the stress. We're gonna take the prize skin.
To steel oneself against the coming horrors.
And then we'll take the portrait because I kind of need those. And then we're gonna get rid of the 2 torches right there. Then gonna use the anti-venom here. I can prevent nighttime ambush with you, or I can do it with Audrey, I think. Nope. Okay, so yeah, just prevent nighttime ambush with Ferocious Web. Nature provides. This gives us food and the skin, and then we can use the food on the Trapper. We have 5 left. So I'm going to do Inflame, that gives us 3 left, and plus damage on Freeboy, the Ironclad. Can I do that again? Actually, let's Hunter Wit for the armor piercing and the scouting. That might be the better choice. Because scouting is great.
May we find victory.
Gonna pop the shovel on the Clam, see what we get. Some money is great. Actually gonna trade the bandage out for another gold stack start. Then we'll go up. This is a heirloom box, so we might get something. Kind of hoping for the portraits here because I kind of need those. I spent all of the portraits without upgrading everything yet to get the bank. Can break this one.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Oy vey. I want them, but we're not going to give up anything for them yet. Actually, we can do the anti-venom. Trapper for traps, who would have thought? And torch up. There's our scout, quest location, so we can at least get rid of something. We can use the food to heal. Grab that. Gonna trade out the jade for the onyx and carry on along. Pop that. Now we have an extra space. We can eat. We're about to torch. And in we go. Another puller. We've fought a lot of these and not gotten a single one of the thing I need to fight the drowned captain, which is a little unfortunate. But maybe we get it soon. Alright, so let's hit. I think these two will get the roll, so let's hit the Sharpshooter, get him blighted. Ambush, hit Thrall. And then we can... Oh no. Well, we got other ways to hit the Thrall down. This may hurt if it hits. Nope. Okay. I thought that move moved him back. I might be mistaken on Blowdown. Hail Shot maybe might be what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Didn't think he'd get 2 actions there, though. Huh. Anyway, Throwing Dagger. We're gonna hit the Thrall down. He wouldn't have left a corpse for us anyway.
A time to perform.
Hoping Hush would go, but that's a nope. Sharpshooter down. Let's now get to the puller. Yeah, let's just Everscrate. Hush is probably stunned from that. Nope. Okay, awesome. Skin Prey. You know, he's tied for probably almost top speed. That's why we're getting that. Throwing Dagger. There we go, Jellyfish down.
Impunity.
And pull her down.
A devastating blow.
So there's a prize skin. Here's the onyx. Here's a crust. Here's some gold. And I feel a little weird using these blood potions. I know they're kind of an effect of the Ironclad. And I know they were removed from the Silent, or at least I'm pretty sure they were removed. And if I was using this form and going further in, I would feel less iffy about using it. But it heals for 20% of his max HP. And it doesn't take into consideration like the food heal, so let me know what you think about that down in the comments. But I just don't think this goes in the spirit of this kind of estate. I know it's like a consumable that kind of goes along with trinket, or not the trinkets, the curios. So it's a very rare use. But I'm not going to use it this time. If everyone kind of agrees to it later on, I might. Because this is Apprentice, and in Veteran and Champion, when things get a lot harder, if everyone agrees, you know, I might down the line, but for now we're gonna leave it, which hurts because it would top them up. But bye blood potion. I add agility talent for the bounty hunter. That's gonna be awesome. Some gold. We're gonna trade out the citrine for the jade. Or not the jade, yeah, that's exactly what it was. I'm just going crazy. Don't mind me. Can definitely take more of those. Use the shovel. I shouldn't be grabbing any of this, but whatever. Don't really care about the move stone, so we'll leave it. And hey, there's a fight. With another drawn puller. Wow. I went so long without finding these guys before. And now they're just everywhere. I think I'm just gonna blight the Urchin down there and then leave him alone. Then we can get the Sharpshooter down and hopefully get a corpse out of him. Yeah, it didn't crit him, so we get a corpse. Is that a stun? Resisted both again. I'm kind of surprised there. You can then blight the Slater, get that started on him so we can do a tad more. We're gonna take the skin while I can, because that's money. It's 1,250 apiece, so that's 5,000 right there. If I hit the Slater, we get a full set of stuff for Hush, so he can eviscerate later. Uppercut so we can freely hit the Slater.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
I think Thrown Dagger should take it out. Yep, there we go. So that's another corpse for us. I really don't want to take out the Puller in one attack. There we go. That way we can skin prey again. Just get that little bit of extra gold. I know we're going to take extra hits because of it, but it's worthwhile. I can take that little bit extra home. Poison Dart. Probably should have healed Audrey before, but that's fine. And now we can eviscerate.
Decimated.
Skip price skin. Ooh, we got more trinket. Okay, taking the Onyx. There's a captain's bottle. Virtually immune to the Pelagic Plague and Pelagic Embrace. Reaches 95% resistance to disease cap. Ooh, that is amazing. You know, I'm gonna trade out Maverick's head for that. Then we're going to trade out the shovel. Then Vixen's Needle on riposte attack buffs self 6 protection. That might be handy. The healing received doesn't matter since we're not really healing except for getting food to heal for a tad more. And I can complete the quest right there, so there's no other battles. Let's get rid of the torches.
A blazing star is born.
Where's the trap? Here it is. It's a little hard to see this one in particular with the immersive area background. Not that I'm complaining at all, but just slightly hard to see certain traps. There we go. This is the right one. Did we scout at all? We did not. Just want to see if there's... Oh, there was a curio right there. I just am blind. Take the Stunstone for sure. Not that I'm gonna use it, but we can sell it. And then we'll go a little bit this way. Can't really use that. Alright, quest complete. Got my bleed stone. Plus bleed amount, plus bleed resistance. 2 portraits, 4,500 gold as a quest reward, leading us to a total of 16,000 gold. Just a little disappointing considering we've gotten like 19,000 from some shorts, but it is gold nonetheless. 20 crests, 6 portrait, or 6 steeds, 1 portrait for a total of 3, and 2 busts. Which we need heirlooms, so that's good. Graceless, so Free Boys gets even less dodge. Slugger, so plus melee damage on Audrey, that's her pickaxe. Ooh. Gentle Tide, plus resolve experience and damage in the Cove on the next quest if we decide to go there. Oh, I want people. And I'm not gonna get them. Is there anyone we can trade out? Are there doubles at all? Because I would really like the Oni. I would like the Forlorn as well, but the Oni has like a permanent spot in my rosters. We do have the double Judicator and the double Highwayman, but they have uses like that. So we'll get the Forlorn next time. Decent trinkets around the place. I do want that Splinterwood shaft from the Warrens. It's a really good trinket that I used almost until the end of the estate last time. And it's one of the better trinkets laying around. I think we can do that. I think we can make that work. How much blood do I have? I have 4 vials, okay. So we can make that work. I'm still really tempted to bring someone in there for money, but let's bring some other people instead. Let's get this rolling here. Got our awesome skin here for the Hellion, and then we'll bring Iron Swan and Bleed Out. So Bleed Out, if it bleeds, Iron Swan, and then Adrenaline Rush. I think McBain has everything I want on her. Sarmenti, for a rank 3, yeah, has basically everything. And then Freebird has everything. So I don't need to really bypass guard or stealth. So, okay, cool. Just need to do trinkets, which we got a new trinket that should work really well on the Hellion. Ooh. Okay, so she is natural, so plus speed when wearing no trinkets. Do I really want to change that up? So McBain, I don't have any trinkets for. However, I should put Dismas's head for plus damage on her. And the Ancestor's Cradle, I think. Candle, not Cradle. I'm really tempted to put her in rank 1 instead of the Hellion, but then I can't use Bleed Out. So I think Boudica wins there because she gets more utility there. Sarmenti also has nothing to use, so let's use the Crit Stone and the Dodge Amulet. You can have the Archer Ring and Maverick his own head. That way he gets armor piercing on all his attacks. And then Boudica, yeah, let's put trinkets on her. I'm going to put the Bleed Stone on her. And then we can put the Bleed Amulet and the Bleed Stone on her. Actually, Stone Clam Shell Shield. And then what's your Bleed Chance? 100 base. We're gonna put the Bleed Stone for the Bleed Chance on Freebird. Yeah, that works. Then, like I said, we're gonna be going to the Warrens to get the Splinterwood shaft because this is plus Bleed Chance and plus Bleed amount. So let's have some fun and maybe get a boss available in the Warrens. I'm not sure this actually won't push it to the next boss, but we'll get closer. So a lot of food, some shovels, bit of anti-venom, few more bandages, few medicinal herbs, torches, especially the torches so I can get rid of bad quirks. Actually, the one thing I forgot about before we go in there is I can get rid of some more bad quirks, so let's do that. Ooh. Yeah, Robin, hey, Hagiomania, please. And I can't upgrade this anymore, so yeah, Hagiomania. Let's get rid of that before I forget. And on we go. Sorry about that. I just kind of remembered that I want to get rid of bad quirks, and that's how that goes. Alright, I should have everything.
To prosecute all
Okie
war
doke.
against the Swine.
Oh, I forgot blood. Freebird's gonna die. Let's go down to the battle, maybe we find it. I always forget blood, this is another reason I hate the Crimson Curse. I am forever going to forget blood.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Alright, we are going to do Harvest here, getting them bleeding. I know I forgot something, either time there, if I don't cut the recording, you'll see that, like, yeah, I didn't bring blood, so it's not the biggest deal of, like, hey, I went then did the other thing, and then came back and forgot it. No, I forgot it both times. I switch to bleed arrows, and we'll do piercing. Now they're all bleeding. I believe that Carrion Eater goes down. So what we're going to do is Bloody Gust these two, and then just need the drummer down. So slice off. He drops. That's the fight. Now, hopefully we get blood out of this, because otherwise, we're a little screwed. Just a little.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Ask and you do not receive. I'm sure he'd make do with pig blood right now. We're gonna do if it bleeds, hit the Swine Skulker. Harvest, hit both of them, bleed them both. Or not. Feed the beast. Bloody Gust, Skulker down. 4 bleed on 3 Wretch, so awesome. Piercing arrows, bleed them all. Or not.
The slow death.
And just Slasher and Spine Eater left. So slice off, get Slasher. 3 bleed, need 1 more damage on it. We're gonna bleed out on Spine Eater just for the damage. It's Aegist. Ouchie. Rip and Tear, get Spine Eater Aegis off. Limb Snipe to minus accuracy and a crit. I'm not going to be able to hit anyway, so Dirt Stab.
Slowly.
Flasher down. Just do Adrenaline Rush, cause funsies. And Bop.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, take what we can. Transfer Torch over. Gonna eat the food. Call party order. Take the citrine. Okay, well, let's hope for the best, expect the worst. I don't blame him. Another fight. Surprise is not great. I did not bring Breakthrough, and I should have. We gonna solo. We're gonna hit the Carrion puppet. If it bleeds, hit the Carrion puppet once again. Feed the beast. Bloody Gust, hopefully taking out the puppet. Nah, but we still blood the Skulker. Or not. I really don't like Freebird. Anti-Venom, moving back, and we're fine. Drums of Doom. Okay. She still can't do much, so go at Carrion Puppet.
Maintain the offensive.
Dirk Stab just so we can hit something. Blood is fuel. Let's hit the Waking Ghast. Hopefully bleeding it. There we go. Man, they do not want Freebird to do anything.
Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
I can't hit. You know what? We're just gonna move back. Are you kidding me?
The soil.
I didn't want him to die of Crimson Curse, and instead he dies just because of that. Okay, well, slice off.
The blood.
I was trying to be extra careful there too, and then just ragged hook.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And now look at all the stress. Yikes. Maybe we can get a corpse down? There we go. We can hit the drummer now. Maybe before we get an affliction. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, take what we can. Torch up, take the bleed stone, get rid of the citrine. I'm gonna camp for the stress. Take the brace, feast for stress.
Vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Every rose has its thorn. Sharpened spear, battle trance. Then mockery over here just for the stress. And that's gonna be that. Vault party order. Gotta be careful now. Boudica this thing so she gets even more accuracy and damage, and we'll continue on along. Harvesting the middle two. Gonna bloody Ghast. Hopefully bleeding. Not for enough, but we did get... This Skulker goes on next. Lasher goes. Then I can bleed out on Fleshling.
Annihilated.
Just Wretch left. And we just need to hit it. There we go.
Decimated.
Don't think you want to feast on that thing, Boudica. Just saying.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I think the money's worth more than the brace. Moving up. Think we can leave that. Sarmenti for trap. Get some stress down. And it's explorer room, so I'm gonna go here, loop around. That way we get all of these. Which doesn't look like there's fights in, at least.
Watch your step.
Get rid of that bleed. Ooh, vigorous. Was not expecting that one.
Adversity can
Was
foster
expecting an
hope
affliction.
and resilience.
Okay. Medicinal herbs. This. We'll give it to McBain for the damage. That way both of them have a little bit. Then we'll give... Not expecting this one to Boudica, so she does even more. And here we have a fight. Sarmenti. Hit them both. Bleed out on Chopper. Chopper down. Very, very nice crit. Feed the beast. Feed the beast. Bloody Gust these two. Slash her down. Can't bleed the Spine Eater, but that's fine. You know, I was expecting to take some damage, but I was not expecting them both to go at her and get that minus accuracy, minus crit. I'm loving this trinket. I love it ever so much. Okay, Leech down, bleed out.
Eradicated.
Or just crush the bones. Ooh, okay, take what we can. I actually want this deep stinger here. So what we're going to do is heal these two. Take the deep stinger. We'll have 12 food for the rest of the run, which is fine, including whatever else we find, and move on along. Can use this torch.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Okay, well, 8 food for the rest of the run. Boudica, by the way, has plus 45% damage until camp, which we can't camp. Okay, we can use this torch. Take the spear. This was nothing, right? Okay. And then go over here.
The way is
they can eat again. Okay.
We require.
I'm gonna take this on Boudica because this could be plus 30% damage. So now plus 75% damage on Boudica until camp. So when she hits with bleed out, something is going to fall. If it doesn't fall to axe, it will fall to bleed out. Okay, I can get rid of a negative quirk. Get rid of clumsy. Good thing we dodged that. That would have been an extra fight. Don't really feel like that. Torch up. Hey guys, how ya doing? Do I feel better or is that just the pipeweed? Harvest. Now they're bleeding. Bleed out. Really wanted that Skulker down. Feed the beast. And at least bloody gust these two. Now if I could do something about the accuracy, that would be great. Because I mean they do have some dodge here. Especially that stupid Skulker. Okay, we're not taking Sarmenti down too, guys. Harvest, get you bleeding. Scree! I may need to heal Sarmenti.
At the very precipice of oblivion.
Okay, bloody gust. Believe Leech goes down. We can, if it bleeds on the Fleshling down, just Slasher and Skulker left. Can't exactly hit what I want, but what we can do is just funnel these guys. Then slice off on Slasher at least. Just Skulker left. Haha, you missed. For now you can pass, but thank you for getting off of Death's Door. And now you're back on it.
Teetering on the
really?
Facing the abyss.
Alright. Take everything. All party order.
And driven into the mud.
Gonna use some torches. We're gonna take the 1,000 gold. and heal Sarmenti a tad. Now, unless I find some food, I only have one food check left. And 2 heals, but I should only need 1 if not 2 rooms. And that is why we saved the food. That is why we saved the food, everyone. I do not trust people with traps. Alright, harvest, get these 2. Well, at least we got 1. Bleed out, hit Skulker, please, thank you. 1 more down. Then feed the beast, bloody gust these 2. Actually, I should have done rev up so I could just take him out, but whatever, it's too late now.
And now,
that way there was like almost no chance of losing Sarmenti.
or expire.
Believe Leech bleeds out. Stab the Ghast, and then we'll bleed out, and that is fight. Yay! Trading out anti-venom for that, because we have a key. Default party order. Key seems to work. Taking what we can. Checking curios.
Otherworldly corruption.
Bandage. Grab food, grab money, trade shovels.
Foolhardy alike.
Down we go. As long as this isn't the trap I think it is. It is trap I think it is, so wanted to heal just in case. Let's see what this is. Alright. We did it! Yay! Splinterwood Shaft! For the hero that died due to my stupidity! And bad luck, but nonetheless. Another 11,000. 12,000 gold? Some crests, some portraits, some busts. Odika hit level 1, McBain hit level 1, Sarmenti hit level 1, and got Kleptomaniac. Why are there so many Kleptomaniacs? Abattoir, Laboratoire, so plus healing from food in next quest, plus crit versus bloodsuckers on next quest. Stagecoach. Think we have all that for now, so we'll leave it. It was Sarmenti who got Klepto, so we're getting rid of that. And I need a break. So I don't get some decision fatigue. So that's gonna be it for this time. I'm not sure where we're gonna be going next time, but there are some really good looking trinkets around. Like some really good ones. So I'm gonna have to make some decisions in where I want to go, and we will pick up from there. So that's gonna be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.